What's going on, guys? The Fed has its meeting today. As of this upload, it isn't yet out. By the time you watch this, it might already be out. But the market is currently expecting 25 basis points as the most likely scenario, with the chance that the Fed might not even rise at all. But in this video, let's look over a couple things. We're going to go over what's likely to happen in this Fed meeting and some thoughts there. I'm going to look at Bitcoin. We are hitting new highs as of today. And we'll also look at a couple other things at the end here. Now, if you like these videos, consider hitting the like, subscribe, ring the notification bell. Check out the links down below to some stocks and cryptos. Consider joining my membership for $2 a month to support the channel. And let's take a look at some things. And you'll see beside me here that the market is, for the most part, red. And I'm not in the least bit surprised seeing how yesterday went. We had a very green day. And sure enough, that was a setup into the Fed meeting. But if we do end up getting no hike, the market is very likely to rally. And the fact is that the Fed is near the end of its rate hikes. We have this one here and maybe one more. These rate hikes have put a ton of pressure on the banks, and the Fed is already breaking the economy, so to speak. However, with the job numbers still so strong, the Fed may continue raising. And I definitely agree with this statement here. The Fed has been stuck between a rock and a hard place from the moment he became chair. He was handed 2 administrations without fiscal discipline and 2 black swan events of a global pandemic and a Twitter-driven bank run. He has read correctly the labor market's ability to sustain full employment in the face of necessary rate hikes, and making decisions in the face of mixed data is excruciatingly hard, but history won't judge kindly the late start to Fed tightening and the failure to catch SVB's obviously flawed risk management. And they say the crystal ball is murky. And if you guys remember, before all this SVB news and these bank collapse news, we did get our CPI. And at first, CPI had people believing that we might see a 50 basis point hike. But now that we've had all these failures in these banks, it seems more likely that a 25 basis point hike is on the table, and some people even expect potentially a 0. No rate hike. And as said by Jay Bryson, the chief economist of Wells Fargo, taken in isolation, the economy looks very good right now, and the Fed would probably be raising rates without what's going on right now in terms of the banks. That said, what's going on right now is very unsettling. That makes the future very uncertain. And we've seen a tightening in financial markets, so the Fed may decide to take a pause here just to see how things settle down. But what do you guys think we're going to get for a rate hike? Are we going to get a 25, a 50, or are we going to get no rate hike, maybe potentially rate hikes in the future, or could this be the end of the rate hikes here? Let me know down below what you guys think. I personally see at most just maybe 2 more rate hikes. Inflation has been trending down, and I expect it to continue to do so. And one thing that not many people are mentioning is PPI, or Producer Price Index, came down dramatically on its last update, and we may see CPI do the same, as lower producer prices may translate to lower consumer prices, but we'll have to see. But next up, guys, I did want to mention Bitcoin and show you that it is pushing new highs right now. And looking at Bitcoin on the chart, we have just been continuing higher and higher, and we recently touched nearly 29,000. It got to 28,800 and is now starting to pull back a bit. Now, one thing that's a bit concerning to me is it does look like we have an ascending wedge pattern, and typically these do get broken and go to the downside. So we'll have to see where Bitcoin goes from here. I personally will take any pullbacks as a buying opportunity, a dip buy opportunity. I do think Bitcoin has flipped bullish. We've seen a golden cross of the 50 to 200 MA. As we all know, the halving is nearly a year away now. But that being said, I would not be one bit surprised to see us come back down into the 26,000 area, potentially test 27,000 as a support. And if that fails, we're likely to test 26,000. But as we continue higher, get farther and farther from that $15,000 bottom, more and more people will have a general consensus that the bottom is in fact in, and Bitcoin will continue higher. And it's quite interesting how it's been performing lately. These bank scares have definitely accelerated Bitcoin in price. And you know, with all the manipulation in the economy, this is the whole reason Bitcoin was created, in response to the 2008 financial crisis. We know that money printing will continue throughout history, and our dollars will get less and less purchasing power as time marches on. And we clearly can't trust a lot of these banks with our money. They're not required to actually hold it. They just go and invest it and give us a small fraction as an interest rate. So despite the potential that Bitcoin can pull back from here, it's definitely becoming overbought on a few time frames. We're definitely looking at a potentially bearish pattern. All that being said, I'm very excited to see where Bitcoin goes over the rest of 2023. I personally would not be surprised in the least to see it around 50,000 by the end of 2023. And at the rate we're going, maybe even higher than that. Maybe we come back to our previous peak. But where do you guys think Bitcoin goes by the end of this year? Let me know in the comments below. Now, I did want to mention Marathon, and we're going to look at Cleanspark too, but you'll see that Marathon is actually having a pullback day. Cleanspark just hit $3, and I wanted to show you something here on Mara. What is Cleanspark doing? Well, Cleanspark is pulling in, as of this February update, an exahash of 6.6, and their daily Bitcoin mined average is 20.6, reaching a high of 21.5. Now, I did want to show you their last mining update, which definitely gives us some good numbers to go off of here. So Marathon expects 23 exahash by the middle of 2023. They have an installed hash rate as of this update of 14, but they are currently running at 9.5. So this installed hash rate is not yet energized. You'll notice with this 9.5 exahash, they are producing about 24, almost 25 Bitcoin per day, whereas Cleanspark is at a 6.6 exahash and right around 21 Bitcoin per day. So I find that very interesting that a much larger company in terms of market cap like Marathon is only mining a little bit more Bitcoin than Cleanspark per month. Now Marathon is expecting 23 exahash by the middle of 2023. We'll see if they get there. And Cleanspark is expecting 16 exahash by year end. We'll see if they get there. But as of right now, Cleanspark and Marathon mine a very comparable amount of Bitcoin. However, where Marathon went, they went on the hodling route, whereas Cleanspark went on the growth route to try to compete with these larger miners. And I think their choices during this bear market will definitely help Cleanspark out over the long term. And I did want to show you that, when I was first recording this, Cleanspark saw $3. It's pulling back a little bit, but one good thing is we are continuing up over the EMAs. If we approach $4, we will be approaching the 200 EMA. However, the chart just based on the EMAs is still bearish. But let me know where you think Cleanspark is going over the next couple of months. And what do you think we're going to see for March? Are we going to see a really good mining update? Are we going to potentially see record-breaking revenue for their earnings, because this last mining update will give us a glimpse into what their earnings will be like? But let me know what you think down below about Cleanspark. Where are they going from here? By the time you watch this, we may already have the Fed decision, but right now it does look like a 25 basis point hike is most likely. But we'll see how this ages. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.